Well, friends, we've got some speed reviews to talk about today. This bucket is full of everything that launched from the drugstore since 2025 started, and the bucket is overflowing, and it's only going to get more full as we add more products because new products are coming out still, even though we're doing speed reviews of all of this stuff. Wow, I've been busy testing out so much product for you guys, and I'm excited to get into this video. Like I said, it's going to be speed reviews, so I'm going to talk very, very fast. I'm going to split this up into two parts because I just don't think one video is enough to cover this. I'll be here for an hour, and we don't want to be here for an hour, do we? So we're going to get through all these products, again, splitting it into two parts. Grab a drink, grab a snack, get cozy, get comfortable, and let's go ahead and jump right on in. The first one is the Neutrogena Translucent Loose Setting Powder with the Hydro Boost. I recently did review this, and I do like this powder. I think it does a nice job at setting. I did find that when I used a lot of this powder, there is a little bit of a tint, so if I did the baking technique with it, I can tell that it did add a hint of color, more of a kind of yellowy beige tone to my under eye, and I use this today to set my concealer. I try to scale back the amount, and it definitely took down that brightness of my concealer that I had prior to setting. It is a good one, but I do have to go a little bit light just because I am more fair. But as far as it being a nice option from the drugstore, I do think that this is a nice one that doesn't look heavy or doesn't look too powdery and cakey on the skin. Next powder, it happens to be another one. It's from Essence. It's the Flawless Skin Trio Loose Setting Powder. I do not like this. The tint of these three colors is a little too much, and it's obvious if you put on a lot of powder. A light dusting with a big fluffy brush might be okay, but since I use powder puffs, this is not something that I would use again. Not my favorite, I wouldn't recommend. The Wet n Wild Clingy Primer. This is actually pretty good. I had a little bit of a kind of love and hate relationship with clingy, sort of grippy type of primers, and I kind of go into it with a little bit of hope, thinking that maybe this is the one that's going to be the best one for me, and I actually had a really great result with this. It is that kind of sticky, tacky feel, but it's not overly goopy. It's not too sticky where it feels like you just put glue on the skin. It allows you to blend your foundation over this really nicely, and I do think they did a nice job. And it also has niacinamide, a 5% niacinamide complex to it, so I think this is great for that sort of grippy primer. If you're looking for one, check this one out. The Colourpop Dewy Highlighters. These are new. The packaging is super cute, and I do like this formula. This is a nice kind of icy color. The shade that I have is Sugar Cookie, and it does add quite a bit of glow. You can definitely scale that back as you can with a lot of liquid highlighters. It depends on how much you put on. It's cutesy. Will I use it again? Yes. Is it the most amazing, groundbreaking liquid highlighter I've ever tried? No, but it's cute. Wet n Wild Mega Glitter Liquid Lipstick. This is actually quite cool. It is a matte lip, so you put this on, let it dry, you press your lips together, and it reveals the glitter. Not enough glitter for me. I wanted more, but aside from that, I think it's a really cool concept. The shade is a really nice kind of berry pink shade, and it did look really pretty with the makeup as I wore it in that video that I shared reviewing this. The formula is slightly dry. I'm not a matte girl, so that again for me is just a no-go. I will use it again, and I will top it with a gloss or a balm just to kind of alter the matte finish. But that kind of glitter is cool, and it was supposed to be kind of the more affordable, cheaper option to the higher end one. I believe it was Dior that created one that went viral. So now you have an option that gives you something very similar at the drugstore. The Keep It Ethereal Eyeshadow Palette from e.l.f. I actually have this on my eyes today. I used this kind of grayish shade in the crease, used this dark brown for the lower lashes, and then I have this sort of kind of taupey, bronzy color on my lids with a hint of like an olivey undertone. It's really pretty. It's a $10 palette, and it actually does perform really well. It blends nicely, has some pigment. Like I said, I'm wearing this today, and I can't really complain for the price point. I think they did a nice job. You have your everyday basics here with some kind of shimmery shades. Some have a little bit more sparkle to it. Some are more traditional, like these two here, more traditional eyeshadows. And then you have a nice gradient from light to dark with the mattes. All around, I like this palette, and I think that it's a nice palette to have for $10. The next product is 1000% yes for me. It's the new Plumping Lip Oils from L'Oreal. I started off with 2 shades, and I went back and bought 3 more. So I own 5 of them. I am wearing one of these today, and the shade that I'm wearing, if I can find it, is number 380 Rouge in Love, which looks like a red, but it has like a pink undertone to it, and I paired it with a lip liner that you may or may not see coming up in this bin in this video today, but that's the combination that I have. A nice, really pretty pinky kind of vibe. I love all of them, but my most favorite shade is the Worth It shade. That is my go-to. I have been wearing this every day nonstop since I bought it. It plumps, so there's a little bit of a cooling sensation, but it's not painful for me, so you have to kind of determine for yourself by trying it. The formula is glossy, it's smooth, it fills in the fine lines of the lips, it makes your lips look fuller, plumper, juicy. I mean, the shine, get out, right? love, get you some. Revlon Face and Body Glow Lotion. This is something that we've seen so many times. It kind of gets to the point where, why do we need more of these? Like, how many times do we need to see a brand launch something like this? This is one of those glowy products that has a bronze tint to it, comes in various different shades. You can use it alone, mix it into skincare, mix it into your foundation, use it as your bronzer on top of foundation. I'm not a fan. This has a lot of sparkle to it, so I don't like this all over my face. Maybe for the body, fine. For the summer, sure, why not? But as far as the mixing into my face products, skincare, foundation, I don't see myself doing that with this product. The scent, it has a coconut scent to it, which it smells really nice, and I actually like the smell of it. It's a really nice fragrance to it, but not everyone likes fragrance in their products. And again, this is something that some people may just do an eye roll to, because we've seen this over and over again. You see it in like a squeeze tube for dropper format, which is a little bit thinner, and then squeeze tubes, thicker formula. They do the same thing. Revlon Glitter Glosses. Yes, yes, and yes. I love these. They're beautiful. They have that shine, that gloss, that perfect formula for gloss where it's a little bit thicker so it hangs on. It's not too thin where it disappears. But then the bonus, the cherry on the sundae, is the glitter. They nailed it with this formula. And if you like a glitter lip, you will love these. Next up is the L'Oreal Lait Glow Tint. This is something that it's love and hate for me. I like the amount of coverage. I got a medium coverage. I'm wearing this today with a brush. If I use a damp beauty sponge, I get more of a light coverage, but this has a lot of glow and radiance, luminosity to it. It's not sparkly glitter. You don't see the specks on it, but it gives you this very radiant, ethereal glow to the skin. Definitely not for everyone. I would say this is best suited for normal to dry skin types. If you have combination skin like I do, you may want to powder it like I did today. If you have oily skin, you're probably going to want to stay away from this because it has so much radiance. It's a nice product, but for me, it's a time and a place. And again, it's not something for everyone, but the coverage is really beautiful on the skin. The e.l.f. Holy Strokes Brow Pen is a no. Absolute no. This is a disaster. I love e.l.f. and I'm sorry, I'm going to be kind of brutal, but this, I don't know what they were thinking. There's nothing that comes out of this. The pigment does not come out of the brush tip. I bought 2 shades and it's a no. Don't buy it. Don't waste your money. I bought it so you don't have to. Don't do it. Revlon Lip Oils. These are also new. They expanded their range of lip products and added some lip oil formulas as part of the Super Lustrous Glimmer line. I started off with 1 shade, went back for more because I do like this formula. It's a little bit thicker, but I like the shine and I like the gloss, and it's a great pairing to use over lip liners and lipsticks, even over a matte lip. The colors are just a little bit on the lighter side. It's like a tint of color, and I think you know that by now. When you buy lip oils, they have a color to it. Most of them are going to be pretty sheer and transparent, and that's the case with these, but the formula feels so nice, so luxurious on the lips that I do keep coming back to these, and I like them. And I would recommend that you try them. Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer is one of those primers that I do not really get along with. It's one of those primers that I have to use with a specific foundation. It doesn't even play well with the Maybelline foundations that I own. And it doesn't go well with a lot of my favorite go-tos that I reach for every single day. I feel like it doesn't allow me to blend my foundation very well, and it's just not my favorite. I just can't get on board with it, and I can't recommend it. You may have a different experience than I do, of course, with these products, but for me, it's just a no. Now, a primer that I do like that is also new from Maybelline is their Poreless Jelly Primer. I like this. I wore this today under the L'Oreal Lumi tint, and it's a really nice sort of pore filling, smoothing. It makes the skin feel like just butter. Smooth, pore free, and I like that kind of finish in my primers. That's what I look for because I do have larger pores. So this is a definite yes for me, and I would recommend this one for sure. The new e.l.f. lip oils that have the shimmer and glitter in them are absolutely stunning. An absolute yes. The lip oil formula from e.l.f. is my absolute favorite from the drugstore, hands down. It doesn't get better than that. And then they added the glitter and the sparkle. I'm gonna buy them all. I love them. I recommend them. I just can't get enough of these. The glow and the sheen and that shimmer is something you have to experience in real life to see it. It's one thing to see a photo or swatch online or in a video, but when you put this on, it's gonna glow and it's gonna blow you away. This is just so beautiful. 10 out of 10. Revlon Color Stay Full-Time Mascara. I'm wearing this today, and this is actually one of my favorite mascaras from Revlon. It's always been hit or miss for me with the Revlon mascaras, but this one is a hit. I like the way it extends the lashes, it coats the lashes evenly from inner corner to outer corner, gives me that fanned out effect, doesn't get super clumpy on me, and it gives me some thickness, but it's not like a false eyelash effect. It's a little bit softer than that, which I like from time to time. I do like some drama on my lashes. I think that this one can be built up to give you that more dramatic look. I also like that slightly curved brush that it has where it sits nicely against the shape of my eye. And I'm able to comb through this and really build this up. And I do usually 2 coats of mascara on the top and 1 coat on the bottom. And I can use this on top and bottom lashes without it smearing, flaking, smudging, or disappearing, or giving me raccoon eyes. This is probably the better formula and launch for mascaras for Revlon, in my opinion. This is my favorite that they've ever done. The e.l.f. Power Grip Matte. I bought the mini to try it out, and I actually do think this is a nice primer. We all know that e.l.f. is known for primers. I think that's one of the things that they do very, very well. And they have those grippy primers. They have several different options, but now it comes in a matte for those of us who want more matte. For those oily to combination skin types that want something more mattifying, now you have it with that slight kind of tacky, grippy feel. And I do think this is nice. Is it my most favorite grippy type of primer? No. Is it my best option for mattifying in my collection? Not necessarily, but I do think that they did something really nice with this, and I can see myself using it and recommending it. Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go. This is a double-ended product. It has one side that's a bronzer and another side that is a blush. I only ordered 1 shade to try it out. This is actually something that I think is quite unique for the brand and a little bit different, so yay for that. The shade that I have is Beachy Pink, and I think this is a really nice formula and a nice color. I am using the bronzer today to give me a little bit of color. I blended that out with a brush, and it's something that's easy to use. You scribble this on and it blends like a dream. Has a little bit of a satiny, slightly kind of glowy finish, but it's not overly greasy, emollient, or oily looking on the skin, which I like. And then you have that blush that looks really pretty. This one specifically is a nice kind of soft, like bright pink shade. It looks like that. And I think that this is something that is definitely worth checking out. A lot of their products are kind of like, okay, some are good, some are just like, okay, we don't really need any of that. Like, we wanted something different. This is different. This is definitely something to check out. Comes in a couple different shades, and I think you will enjoy it if you like that cream style for bronzers and blushes. So this is a hit for me. The e.l.f. skin products, the Thirst Drops and the Bronzing Drops. These came in a little set. I believe it was like $9 for both of these. And the Thirst Drops are supposed to be their version of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide Dew Drops. And I do think this is very comparable to that. And I think this is the closest that you can get to those products from Glow Recipe at the drugstore. And then the Bronzing Drops, I have the shade Pure Gold. I also own a full size in the more rosy tone. Again, eye roll here because I'm just going to say it. We've seen this over and over again. We don't need more bronzing drops on the market or glowy, bronzy liquid products that you can use alone or mix into other products. We have plenty to choose from at the drugstore and high-end. Can we just get something different? Is that too much to ask? I don't know. But as far as the formulas, these are good. Do I reach for them often? No. Do I recommend them? It depends on what you're looking for. Do you want something similar to Glow Recipe? Then yes. Do you need some bronzing drops? Are you interested in that formula? You don't know which one to try? e.l.f. is a great brand to try. It's affordable, easily accessible, so maybe give it a go. But if you have bronzing drops, don't buy it. It's going to be the same as what you already own, so just pass on that. So again, it comes down to personal preference here. Maybelline Super Fluff Brow Mousse. I actually like this product. I think the shade that I have is a little too dark. The one that I ended up buying is medium brown. And I typically go for medium brown. Based on the outside packaging, I thought that was a doable shade. I have it on today over a pencil, and I do think it's a little dark. I like that kind of fluffy, kind of mousse-like texture. I like the sort of tapered little applicator, so it kind of has like a small point, and then it gets a little bit wider, not too wide where someone with thinner brows can't get along with it and actually get it on the brows. If it's too big of an applicator or spoolie and your brows are really thin, most likely you do get it on your skin. This is not going to give you that kind of problem. It's a little bit bigger than the tiny little ones that you've seen before, but it's not as big as they could possibly get with some other brands that have a bit of a wider spoolie. I think, again, the shade is just a little off. Is this my favorite moussey kind of brow tinted product? Not really. I do have another one that I'm going to talk about next that I like better than this. It's not bad. It does give you that fullness. It does have quite a bit of pigment payoff, so you do see it. You just have to get the right shade for you. Milani Stay Put Brow Mousse. This is the one that I prefer over the one that I just spoke about with the Maybelline brand. This is the one that I have been reaching for more often than that. I can use this on its own with no other additional products and be fine with it. It gives me a very soft kind of natural look, but I typically like a full kind of structured brow. So I will start off with a pencil, maybe a brow pen, and then go in with something like this. This does have some pigment to it. I like the spoolie. It's a little bit wider than the previous one from Maybelline, but the color has that nice kind of ashy coolness to it, which I like. It's not too warm. A lot of brow products tend to run kind of warm on me. So the shade that I have in this one is number 120. I don't know the name. It just says a number, 120. I like Milani. They make great products, and I like the tone of this and that kind of ashy brown that it has, and a bit of more coolness. So I think it works on its own, and it pairs nicely with other products as well. And I like that this has just a little bit of hold. So it's a great one, and I do recommend this one. Revlon Glimmer Blush Drops. These are beautiful. There was a little bit of a learning curve for me personally, but these are very pigmented and they do dry down very quickly. So you want to work fast. It has that same kind of hourglass feel where you kind of push at the bottom, the little button dispenses a drop. Again, that's the inspo for this product for the Revlon. I have two shades and I like them both. I think I like the pink one better, and that's the shade Pink It Over. This one is more of a classic pink color with no shimmer. The other shade that I have is called Coralicious. This one does have a sheen to it, and you can see that it gives a nice pretty glow, but there is a dry down, and just be warned that these do have quite a bit of pigment. So I would say work one side at a time. Do your application method on one cheek, go back and do the same thing on the other side. Because if you do a dot and then you go grab your brush, that dot is going to dry down and set very quickly, and then it's very hard to work and move around. So you have to kind of work quickly, and if you can get past that and that's okay for you, I think you will really like this, assuming that you like a liquid blush formula. The Catrice blush affairs are actually really nice. They're very luxurious feeling, very pigmented and easy to work with. So I'm wearing one of these today, the shade called Peach Passion. I started off with the cream, and then I topped it with the matching powder, which is a matte finish. The cream has a little bit of dewiness and glow to it, but not overly greasy and emollient. It's easy to work with, and it doesn't feel wet, sticky, tacky on the skin, which is great. And then you have that powder that you can use to kind of tone that down and set it. These do last a long time. I have two shades, and this is the one that I like and reach for the most. Even though I do like pink, the pink one is quite intense, and I am known to go overboard with blush, so something a little softer, more subdued is better suited for me. It's a better option. But these are actually really nice, and I do think that these are a great option at the drugstore. Just a few bucks. You can get them on the Catrice website and on Amazon as well, and I can't complain about these. These are actually really wonderful. NYX Buttermelt Glaze. I tried this out very recently, and I have to say, for me, it's kind of a yes and a no. I like the coverage and how easily this blends, but it is quite glowy, and it says Buttermelt Glaze. So you're gonna look like a glazed donut. So you have to like that finish, number one, to even appreciate this or even give this a look. And I decided to try it because I wanted to kind of review as many products as I can here on my channel from the drugstore. It has a bit of coverage to it, so even though it says skin tint, it does have some coverage. I like to use this with a brush. I don't like it with a sponge. It has an SPF of 30. I wear the shade called Whipped Butter. Is it something that I would reach for very often? No. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of the NYX complexion products. Like, I have not found a foundation from them that I absolutely love. This is probably the better one that I've tried out of what they offer in their range, but it's just not my favorite brand for complexion-based products. Is it pretty? Yeah. Does it give it glow? Quite a bit, yes. Will I use this again? Probably. I'll give it another shot. But like I said, it's not something that wows me. So again, it's one of those kind of like, it's a take it or leave it for me. It's not like I wouldn't recommend it, but then I'm not like so gung-ho, yes, you need this, pause this video, go buy this right away. So I don't know. You have to decide for yourself. CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Blurs. These are very new, and I just recently tried these, and I think that this is a nice formula. It's very soft, very silky, has that kind of matte blotted look to the lips when you apply this. I will swatch this shade for you here. The shade that I have is called Perfectly, and it's really, really cute. The shade names. This is a nice, comfortable matte formula. Not drying. It doesn't suck the life out of your lips. Your lips don't look like a shriveled raisin when you put this on. Super comfortable, and of course, because of that, it doesn't wear it like a long wear liquid lipstick will, but this is probably the most comfortable matte lip product that I've tried ever from the drugstore, and I want more shades. The Morphe Cloud Light Powder. This is the Soft Glow Veil. I have one shade in Dawn. This is actually really nice. The formula feels a lot more luxurious and definitely a huge upgrade from Morphe. I have used some of their makeup products, like we're talking years ago, back in like 2014, 2015, long time ago. And this definitely is elevated. The packaging, the formula, they're kind of revamping and just starting all over, giving a whole different vibe and aesthetic. And I do like this. I have this as my inner corner highlight. It's a nice kind of soft powder. It feels very silky and smooth. Again, something that I would not expect from Morphe. And now I have my ears kind of listening out for any new launches, any new products and their new drops, because I am kind of more curious now about this brand. I think it put them on the map, and now people are going to start looking at Morphe for their new products because their new makeup, their new brushes are great. So this I do like. Do I use it as a setting powder? No, because it does have a glow. This is probably the closest that you can get to an Hourglass ambient lighting powder from the drugstore. I said it. I said what I said. This is probably the closest you can get to that at the drugstore. Part 1 is done. We are complete. Woo! I need another cup of coffee. I feel like I've been talking so fast and I'm talking about so much, and I hope that this was helpful. I am just trying to get through as many of these products as I can to get on to the next batch of new products to test out, and I wanted to kind of recap everything that I've tried out so far since 2025 started, and boy have I been busy using and testing out these products and giving you my thoughts. Of course, everything has been reviewed in individual videos or kind of like groupings of products, so those videos are going to be longer in length, really fully giving you reviews of the product, the formulas, the packaging, whether I like it, does it play well with whatever else is paired with it in that video. So those are going to be longer. This was just that speed review, get to the point, yes or no. And I hope that this was helpful. This is something different. I don't think I've done this before, where I'm kind of doing speed reviews of all the products. If you do like this type of content, let me know. I can do this again and kind of round up the next batch of new products, because we're only in February. By the time this video gets posted, we'll probably already be in March, but we have the rest of the year of new products to launch and test out and talk about. So we are definitely going to get into it eventually. We'll get there with new products. So subscribe. We'll do this again. Thanks for being here, for watching, and stay tuned. Part 2 is coming up. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.